Namaste. I'm going to move back a little bit. Let's come into a comfortable seat. You can fold the legs or let the legs rest in any position. You can always change your positioning of your legs at any time. And let's let the hands rest facing down. And close the eyelids. Noticing the sitting bones. And relaxing both sitting bones downward. Allow them to ground. Good. We do this almost every single class, and I notice for myself that they always relax more every single time I focus on them. And from that steady, equalized base, begin to notice your tailbone. Scanning the spine from the tailbone all the way up through the crown. Imagine that the energetic continuation of your spine through your crown goes all the way up into the sky. Today we'll do spinal breathing, but we'll do it in a reversed method than normal. So as you inhale, you can imagine your breath and your energy going all the way down to the tailbone. And as you exhale, imagine it rising up the spine into the sky. Good. Each inhale going downward. Each exhale going upward. Good. Focusing on this for a few more breaths. You can deepen your breath with it if you like. This helps to bring your spine into alignment, lengthening it. And it also helps us to use the full sac of each lung, the imagery of The inhale going downward tends to bring our breath low into the belly and pelvis. And let this be your last spinal breath. Coming into 3 Bhramari breaths, buzzing bee breaths. Bring your fingertips to gently cover the eyes and get your thumbs ready to plug your ears, but don't plug them yet. We're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, we'll plug the ears and hum, letting the sound resonate in the skull, in the brain, which clears mental chatter. We'll take 3 total. Go ahead and inhale to begin. Hum as you plug the ears. Come back to your spinal breath. Layering on a subtle ujjayi. And let's switch the crossing of the legs so the other ankle is in front now. Or you can just switch position, whatever feels right. Hands are gently holding on to the knees. Shoulders are relaxing down. Imagine that you have that light beam coming out of the crown of the head. And begin to draw little circles in the sky. Your circles might get bigger. Don't have any destination here. Instead, just notice how it feels. Letting it evolve naturally. And your neck might be craving to rest in one position. Feel free to do that, or you can continue with circles. And circling the other way. And truly drawing your head to center. And let your soles of your feet come together in front of you with a diamond shape between the legs, holding on to the shins. And taking little circles with the torso. And you can always bring the hands to the knees too, if that's more comfortable. Notice how this gets down into that outer back edge of your hip. Good, and you can, let the sitting bones rock a little bit. Yeah, it's really good for digestion. Almost like you're a boat. Your boat can move on the water. Let's circle the other way. And slow it down. And reach your heart forward. Bring your hands to the shins. Elbows can kind of tuck inward as you reach the heart over the feet. Tuck the chin slightly so the back of the neck is lengthening, as if you have one line from your tailbone up through your crown, and that line is lengthening. Good, and eventually hands can rest anywhere. Elbows can stay in or jut out, whatever feels right for you, but allow yourself to melt and fold. The head can kind of hang over the feet. Deepen your breath here. And on your next inhale, start to rise up. And take your right leg out to the side and draw your left heel towards the groin. Glide your right hand down the inner edge of your right leg and then flip the palm up, pressing your arm into the right leg. Inhale, reach your left arm up and over the head. Good, tuck the chin a little bit and find that spot for your neck where you can relax it. If your breath gets shallow here, you can always come out just an inch Good. And then see if you can breathe a little deeper. If you press that right arm into your right inner leg, you'll be able to rotate your heart a little bit farther out of the pose. Good. Good. Inhale, stretch into the pose a little bit more. And exhale, bring both hands on either side of your left knee. You can bend your right knee, drawing the right foot behind your right sitting bone. Just stay here. No dolphins today, unless you really, want to get some of that spinal wave. Feel free to do a few. Otherwise, just send your breath into this left hip. You can always come down onto the forearms. Again, noticing the neck. Can you lengthen the back of the neck, gently tucking the chin? If you're down low, bring the hands to the ground and inhale, rise up. Bring your left hand to your left knee and bring your right hand to the bottom of your right foot. And you're twisting, you're pressing the hands into the knee and foot. Start to gaze over your right shoulder. Feel the twist down low in your belly. Slowing the breath down. Inhale to unwind. Exhale. Let's bring both legs forward. Lean your hands back and just shake them out. And you can rock them side to side. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, reaching forward towards the toes. Folding at the bottom of your exhale. And let's move with it a few times. Inhale, reaching out and up. And exhale. Like a big wave. And on this exhale, stay in the fold. You can let your hands rest on the shins, ankles, or toes, but glide your shoulders down away from your ears. Maybe sighing your exhale out through the mouth. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale, get tall. Reaching the heart forward as you fold. And then letting your head come down, melting. On an inhale, rising up. Left leg comes out to the side. Draw your right heel into the groin. Left arm comes down to the inside of the left leg. Reach the right arm up and maybe gently over the head. Find that spot for your neck where it can relax. And then check in with your breath. You can always come out an inch in order to breathe more deeply. Remember, you're trying to rotate your heart out of the pose. So if your heart is facing downward towards the ground, you're trying to rotate it up towards the sky. Inhale, come into your pose a little bit more, stretching. And release. Bring both hands on either side of your right knee. You can lean into it a little bit, bending your back leg. Hanging out here or take a few dolphins. Doesn't have to be out right now. When you're ready, gently begin to rise out. Resting your right hand on your right knee. Try to bring your left hand to your left foot. Gazing over the left shoulder, twisting. It's easy for the breath to get shallow here. Try to come back to your reverse spinal breath, really inhaling down low. On an inhale, unwinding. Exhale, I like to help my back leg forward. Good. Let's roll out the ankles. Roll out the wrists. And shake everything out a little bit. Open the legs out wide, making fists with the hands behind you. Press into the ground behind the sitting bones and lengthen your heart. Shoulders kind of draw back towards each other. Good. This is a heart opener. You're welcome to stay here the whole time. If it's possible, try to keep the same alignment in your upper body. There's this tiny back bend happening. And your pelvis, if you can see me, I'm kind of rocking forward and back. And I'm going to rock forward, but my heart is still accentuated. And then try to keep the shoulders gliding back a little bit as you tent the fingertips in front of you. So feel like you're tilting forward from the pelvis. Your toes are trying to face up towards the sky. There's a tendency for them to fall forward, and then we don't get into the hip as much. So keep them facing up. Good, and then just play with it. You might like to fold at center. You might like to rock side to side. Feel free to close the eyes and just go inward and notice what the body might be asking for. Beautiful. One or two more breaths wherever you are. Good. Use your inhale to come out. Exhale, draw your knees up. Let your hands rest behind you and just windshield wiper them side to side. Good. You can swing all the way around if you like. Good, and bring it to center. And we're going to stand up. So you can bring both knees to one side, come into tabletop, and then press up, coming into a forward fold, head hangs. Finding your breath, taking a few exhales out through the mouth. You can bend the knees slightly, interlace the hands behind the back, and reach them away, Yoga Mudra. Releasing the arms. Bring your hands to your knees, bend into them a little bit more. Let your elbows stick out to the sides, gazing forward, come halfway up. And in this pose, you can open your feet a tiny bit wider, so they're more like shoulder width apart. Good, and then bend into your right knee a little bit more as you reach your left sitting bone back, and the left leg might get a little straighter. Good, and then other side. Yeah. Good. Good, inch your feet a little bit wider. Toes jut out a little bit more than the heels. And start to lean side to side. Good. Good, and if you want to, you can let the arms come out like airplane wings. You'll build heat really fast in this. Can't really think of much else. Bring it to center. You're still folded halfway. Jut your heels out and your toes in. Lift your kneecaps, engage your kneecaps a little bit. Good, interlace your hands behind the back, reach them away or hold a strap behind you, and then gently fold, head completely hangs. Release your hands to your hips. Come up halfway on your inhale. Exhale here. And inhale, rise the rest of the way up. Exhale, inch your feet in together. And let it go. Rolling the right shoulder. Add the elbow. Good, and add the whole arm. Spreading through your fingertips with the whole arm going, reverse the direction. Beautiful. Reach it straight out in front of you and then across the chest and draw it in with your other hand. Direct your breath into that right shoulder. See if you can find more space there. This is such a good tool to have, not only in yoga, but in life. If you ever notice if you're experiencing pain, if you can send your breath there, it can be really helpful. Or even just having a moment of anger, you can notice where you're actually feeling that physically in the body and send your breath there. Such a great tool to have. Any emotion, any pain, any spot of discomfort. Good. Release that right arm. Inhale, reach it up and over. And release. Lean forward a little bit with that right arm hanging and just circle it around. And other way. Good. And gently roll up. Just take that right shoulder and glide it down. And sometimes you can easily see, like mine look pretty even still today, but a lot of times you'll see that shoulder that you've worked on will be lower. And it might even just feel a little bit more supple and loose. Let's take the other one. And add the elbow. Good, and add the whole arm, spreading through the fingertips. Now go the other way. Good, let it hang. Bring it forward in front of you and then cross it across your chest, draw it in with the other arm. Close the eyes. Can you send your breath into this left shoulder? How much space can you find on your inhale? Can you release any tension on the exhale? Let it go. Inhale, reach it up and over, bending to the side. And exhale, let it hang in front of you. Little circles. Other way. And slowly rising up to mountain. Let both shoulders glide back and down. With the palms facing forward, knees are soft, chest is slightly lifting. Bottoms of the feet are relaxing downward, spreading open. Crown of the head is lengthening up towards the sky with the back of the neck elongating. Let your tongue relax. The dome of the mouth rises. Inhale, reaching the arms out and up, getting tall. Exhale, opening them wide as you fold. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, out and down. One more, inhale, out and up. Exhale, out and down. Folding over the legs. Spread your fingers. Glide those shoulders down and away from the ears as the knees bend. And slowly, one step at a time, walk your feet into downward dog, taking about 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, lower the knees and sink back into child's pose, our last pose before we rest. Slowly rolling out of child's pose. And come lying onto your back for Savasana. Feel free to cover the body with a blanket. If you need a little bit of help taking pressure off of your back, you can place a pillow under the knees. And let your arms relax by the sides. Let's take a deep inhale together, letting the belly stretch up towards the ceiling. And then exhale through the mouth, sinking. Inhale, gently hold at the top for a moment. When you're ready, exhaling out through the mouth, getting heavier, relaxing. And we'll rest in this pose for several minutes. You can let your breath go, completely surrendering, absorbing the gifts of yoga. And deepen your breath. Notice this body, mind, soul. And gently rolling to one side. Making your way to seated. Bringing the palms together at heart center. And bowing the head to honor yourself. You showed up. And we honor our teachers who have passed down yoga, creating an opportunity for us to benefit from these practices. And remembering that we're all connected, all one. We say together, Namaste. Thank you. Thank you all for being here today.